channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. I am a mom of 3. I have a stepdaughter, Addison, and then I have 2 little boys, Brooks and Banks. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about mom shaming and why it needs to stop. Yeah, this is something that's been dear in my heart for a while now. I think a lot of moms kind of probably feel the same way I feel about it. I'm not sure what's going on with my hair. But you see it so much on social media, and it's really just sad. And I just really want to talk more about it, kind of give some awareness of how common it is, because I feel like a lot of people are blind to it and they don't think it's that common. But I kind of have some statistics here from Beechnut. I'm sure most of you guys know what that is. It's like the baby food brand. They actually did a study on it, and it's some scary numbers, really. And yeah, I just want to talk about it, give my opinion on it, just let y'all just kind of rant and talk about it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So first I want to talk about the 3 things that I believe we as mothers should never shame another mother for. These are like the 3 things that we all need to pledge together. If you were on my Instagram, you know a little bit about this. I kind of gave a little bit of I don't know the word I'm looking for. I kind of gave you guys like a little hint about this video, and I said that I would talk about the 3 things, in my opinion, that we should never shame another mother for. Number 1 is how we become a mother. And by that I mean whether you had vaginal birth or you had a C-section, which is crazy to me that C-sections are something that people get shamed for. It's a medical way to give birth. I mean, it's not, I don't know, it's not any less of a way to become a mother. C-sections are so freaking hard to recover from. Not that I've ever had one, but all the friends that I know that have had one, they have a lot of issues, and it's very hard for them to recover. And I don't understand why that's even shameful. And then adoption. DNA does not define you as a mother, in my opinion, whatsoever. It is the love that you have for that child and the love that your child has for you. That's what defines you as a mother. There's way more to life, or way more to parenting than just giving birth. Way more. Like giving birth is the smallest amount about being a parent. So adoption doesn't make you any less of a mother than I am to my boys. IVF, infertility journeys, stuff like that. Basically just how you become a mother. That is one thing that you should never, ever, ever be shamed for. You are still a mother regardless of age, how you became the mother, how you gave birth, or whatever it may be. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Number 2 is how you choose to feed your child. And by that I mean like formula fed or breastfed, or even like making your baby food and buying it store brand or whatever it may be. You should not be shamed for that in any way. If you are breastfeeding in public, you should not be shamed for that. If you are making your child a bottle, you should not be shamed for that. Yes, breastfeeding is natural and it's normal and it is more than okay, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. So sometimes it's hard for moms to breastfeed, so it's okay that if you could not breastfeed your child, it's fine. It's not something to be ashamed for. And if you are sitting in Walmart breastfeeding your child, you should not be ashamed for that either. You need to feed your baby. That is the most important thing, hands down, is feeding your baby. Your baby needs to be fed. They need to grow. They need that nutrition. You know, they need that. So how it's done should not be a shameful matter. People should not be judging other people on that. That's just my opinion, though. And number 3 is, this one's a little bit more serious, I feel like, and it's a little bit more hidden away. I guess maybe that's not the right word. But that is postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. That is a very, very serious illness, and for most women it does go away within a few months, sometimes a few weeks. but it's still very serious and it's still very scary. And the way that you feel about yourself is already so messed up and so hard to deal with. The last thing somebody needs is somebody talking badly about them for having those feelings, or laughing about it like it's a joke, or trying to pretend like it's not real, like she doesn't really have it, or whatever it may be. I do plan to go into the postpartum depression a little deeper in another video. That'll probably be my next video, because it's weird because I didn't know that I had it until after I had it. And when I was talking with one of my friends, and because she had it, and I was like, whoa, I felt that same exact way, and for me, I got over it within a few months, and everything was okay, and it wasn't severe enough that it really affected my mothering, my parenting, my child. But for a lot of women, it does affect that, and it can be really scary, and it can be really bad. And the number one thing that a woman needs while going through that is support, not being shamed or feeling shameful about it. So yeah, to me, those are the three things that we as mothers and women, we need to pledge together. We need to have an unspoken or spoken agreement, whatever you want to call it, that we will never judge another mother about those things. Those are very touching, dear to our heart, hard, emotional, just all the words, all the feelings. Those three things are just things that can really tear you apart, especially if you let people get to you and let it tear you apart. And sometimes you can't help that, especially if you have postpartum depression and people are talking about, oh, she had a C-section, she's not really a mom, or like breastfeeding didn't work out, and people are all over social media talking about you, or even that like little comment where you post a picture of your baby and you're feeding him, like with a bottle, and that person's like, oh, you're not breastfeeding? Like, really, Susan? Really, Susan? Like, shut your mouth. I don't need your comments. Like, we all know what you mean by that. And then of course she's gonna come back with, oh, I meant no harm. I meant no harm. I didn't mean anything bad. Like, we all know what you're trying to do, okay? Like, we know. We don't need to hear it. For me, my breastfeeding journey was very difficult both times around, and now that I know, because I had postpartum depression, that makes sense to me why it was so difficult. And now maybe if I had a third baby, I could do things a little differently, and maybe I could breastfeed, maybe not. I don't really know what the future holds. I'd probably give it a whirl, but being aware of you and your situation. And sorry, my camera cut off. My memory was full. I don't remember exactly where I left off at. But I think what I was saying was, sometimes it takes talking to other people and talking to people that have been in your same situation to become really aware of your situation. And so I think that's very important. We really need to be more supportive with each other and more open with each other, so that we can gain that help and we can gain that knowledge, and not just sit there on social media, buying your phone, talking badly about somebody. That is the last thing a mother needs. Becoming a mom is so hard and so scary and stressful. We need, my foot is asleep, oh my gosh, we need way more support as women. We just do. And I feel like as another woman, it is our job to give that support, especially coming from close friends, maybe like an older sibling or even a younger sibling, whatever. It's just very important to get that support from people. And I think it goes a long way when it's coming from other women, just because there is that stigma out there that women just kind of shame other women. And I feel like we get enough hate. Maybe hate's not the right word, but there's enough, what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotypical or whatever, like from men, that we don't need that from women. Like, a lot of men think that women belong in the kitchen and blah 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 blah. Like, we have enough going on with society. Like, the last thing that we need is for other women to be tearing down other women. Especially women with postpartum depression. It can tear people up, and I feel like even social media and maybe the shaming can play a big part of postpartum depression. Like, you already think that you're doing a crappy job. You already think that you're messing everything up and that your child's going to be a complete screw up. And then when you have all these people basically backing you, saying that, yeah, you suck as a mom, your kid's going to be a screw up. That can get really depressing and really sad and can really, really get to a person. And it's just awful. And the thing is we're adults. We know that it's awful. We know that it's okay, or that it's not okay. And no matter how strong of a person you are, eventually it will get to you. There are a lot of moms I follow on social media, two in particular that I can think of. Crystal, I think her Instagram is Catching Up with Crystal, or Catching Up with Kids, Catching Up with Crystal and Kids, or something like that. A lot of you probably know who I'm talking about. And then the other one is Sierra Satterfield, I think. And then she has two or three other sisters, but I think she has three, but two of them have kids, and they're like also kind of in the spotlight. But they all have hate pages, and I didn't even know really hate page was a thing until probably about a year ago, when I started seeing these women posting about their hate pages and stuff, and I'm like, what? People will take the time out of their day to make a hate page? Okay. But people do it, and they get criticized for every little thing that they post. It does not matter. They could post their dinner, and 35 people are on that hate page talking crap about how the noodles look gross, or her sauce is not red enough, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and no matter how strong you are, but if you have a hate page on Instagram that has thousands of followers talking crap about you every single day about everything that you post on social media, eventually that is going to get to you. And that's just awful that people what is going on in your life that you take the time out of your day to make a page like that, to post about other women, to tear other women down? Like, those women have more than enough going on in their life. They don't need a constant reminder that maybe they are screwing up, or they don't need people just constantly saying that they are screwing up. They're most likely trying their hardest to be the best mom that they can be, and to do what's right for their family and for their children. And you just sit behind your phone or your computer and you just talk bad about them. And that's that can lead to very serious things. That can lead to suicide, or harming themselves, or even harming others. The Beechnut thing, I have it written down here. The Beechnut Study says that 60% of moms admit to judging other moms. 60% of moms admit to judging moms. Moms who have been judged are most likely to shame other moms. So that just kind of keeps the cycle going and going on and on and on. Like, you're judging one person, and so they're going to be pissed off, so they're going to judge you, or maybe they're going to judge one of your friends, and it just keeps the cycle going and going, and we're just tearing down women, and we're tearing down our society. And the mom community is such a big community that we really need to be together, and we need to be supporting each other. And there's a difference between giving good criticism and just talking mad shit about somebody. If the baby's head is leaning over in the swing, most likely the mom probably knows that, but the picture was just she was just in the moment, and that the baby looked so cute that they wanted to snap a picture. It's pretty obvious if your baby's head is leaning in an awkward position. But if they're sleeping, you don't touch a sleeping baby. You know what I mean? And a lot of times those babies put themselves in those positions. So there's no reason to sit there and talk crap about the mom. Now, say maybe she's not using the sling. Banks is crying. Brett's in there with him though. He's okay. Say they're wearing the baby in the sling wrong. there's nothing wrong with sending him like a little DM and being like, hey, I have that same sling, here's how you wear it, or here's a couple of other different ways to wear it that makes it more comfortable for you, and baby, or whatever it may be. You know, there's different ways to go about it. There's nicer ways to go about it, and a hate page is not the way to go about it. So just, it goes back to kindergarten. Like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Stop tearing down people to make yourself feel better. Maybe if you feel that badly about yourself, reach out to somebody. Reach out to me. Message me. I'll message you back. I don't care. Like, reach out to anybody. Like, let's talk about it. What's going on in your life that you feel like you need to tear down some other woman? Like, talk about it. We are a community. We are one. We all have the same goal. We all want our babies to grow up, to be amazing people. And we are just all trying our best. And so there's no need for all the extra drama and shaming and hatefulness. There's just no need for it. Now I want to go into a little bit more about the Beechnut Study, and these numbers shocked me. And after I talk about it, I'll post the picture that I found on Google. You can probably find yourself. I literally just Googled mom shaming, and it was like the third or fourth picture. But it says on here, 82% of moms know it's an issue. 70% thinks it's getting worse, which it definitely is. 80% say they have been shamed by somebody they know personally. More than half are hesitant to even post on social media with the thought that they are going to be shamed or judged. Online and social media is the most common place it happens. Yeah, and that comes back to the deeper issue where there's something wrong with that person, not necessarily you, or you as a mother. That goes back deeper. I feel like if you don't have the courage to actually say something to somebody's face, it's most likely because you have something deeper going on, that you probably need to open up about. So maybe instead of hating that person, message that person, reach out to them and try to talk about your issues. I think I already said this one. The 60% of moms admit to judging other moms. Moms who have been judged are most likely to shame other moms. And then the last one is 70% of moms wish they received more support as a new mom. And that is a big one. The new mom thing, like, it's very hard. When I had Brooks, I realized I didn't know at the time, but now I know that I had postpartum depression, and that's a big reason. I think I had a postpartum anxiety too, especially when it came to breastfeeding, and that's a big reason why I stopped breastfeeding, minus the part that he's allergic to milk. And now I know I could have cut out dairy, but to me it was like a gateway. It was a get out of jail free card, you know. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to breastfeed him anymore. I felt like I had to, like, I didn't have a choice, I had to do it. And you know, and a lot of that came from different people, from family members, and maybe a little bit from my husband without him even knowing, just because his daughter Addison, her mom breastfed her, I think, until she was a year, maybe a little bit older. You know, so that's kind of all he knew about it, was what he's seen her do with Addison, which is amazing, so amazing. And a little part of me is a little bit jealous that I wasn't able to do that. But I felt a lot of pressure, and I felt like I had to breastfeed him because Addison was breastfed. And when I found that get out, I ran, and I ran fast, and I hate that. But I think a lot of it had to do with my anxiety and my depression. Breastfeeding was very, very hard for me. He was up all night long. I felt like he was always attached. I could not do anything but sit there and just breastfeed him. I would sleep in the chair with him attached to my boob all night long, and even most of the day. And I lost my identity. I lost who I was as a person. And so when we found out he was allergic to milk, I just dropped it in a heartbeat and didn't even think twice about it. And I think that that's okay. That's something I should be ashamed of. And at first I was, and I would kind of lie a little bit about the reasoning why I stopped. I mean, obviously being allergic to milk is a huge huge reason why I stopped, but I kind of just left out everything else, and you know, I just kind of lied a little bit here and there about it because I didn't want to admit that the reason why I stopped is because I wanted to and because I couldn't do it and that it was too much for me. I felt shameful for that, and I feel like if I would have posted that on social media, I definitely would have been shamed. I know I would have been shamed, actually. You know, we all have our different reasonings for doing things as a mother. We all have our different paths. We all have different religions and cultures, and the way that we were raised is differently. So we all have different methods of parenting. But I think at the end of the day, we all have the same exact goal, and that goal is to be the best mom that we can be, to have our children grow up to be amazing people and do something amazing with their lives. And I think just as women and as mothers, we really need to come together, and we need to stop this mom shaming. We need to stop all the bullshit. It's just not needed. Not needed at all. We need to support each other more. We need to talk more. We need to open up more. And it's a scary thing to open up, especially to strangers. But for me personally, I feel like I can open up to a stranger a little bit better than I can to somebody I actually know. If you feel that way, let me know down in the comments. Because that's just how the kind of person I am. I'd rather talk to somebody I don't know. Sometimes making YouTube videos is my way of doing it. It's just a little bit easier for me. So if you are struggling with any of these things, mom shaming, depression, anxiety, just having a hard time being a mom and a woman and doing the day-to-day things, please message me on social media. My Instagram will be down in the description. I would love for you to message me, and I will talk to you all day long. I will talk to you every day. Like, whatever it is you need, I'm 100% serious. Like, don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. I think that's the first step, is opening up and being open and positive about it. This is nothing to be ashamed of, and I don't care if Sally on Facebook is always sharing these things about postpartum depression not being real, or that you're not really a mother because you had a C-section. I don't care what Sally's posting on her social media. Sally's a bitter woman that obviously has something deeper going on with her, and she needs to get that figured out, and she needs to heal herself. You just need to know that you are an amazing person. You are an amazing mother, and social media is not real. It's not. 90% of people, probably 99% of people on social media are fake and not real whatsoever. That is not their real life. I think that's really important to remember, is that social media is not real. Before I end this video, I have a quote that I read, that I found while also Googling mom shaming, and it's be sure to taste your words before you spit them out. I feel like that's really important. Like, just know what you're really saying and realize how nasty the words are that you are saying, and the pain that you can cause another woman, another mother. And I feel like a lot of that, at the end of the day, it almost reflects our parenting also. If we're constantly getting shamed for things, you know, it makes us want to change it. It makes us want to do things differently. And sometimes that can be good, but most of the time I think, especially with the shaming on social media, it does not end out well at all. And it's just awful. Ugh. I don't know what else to say about this. I think we all know that mom shaming is not okay, women shaming is not okay. And I think we all know that we don't need to feel shameful, but it's hard when you have people at you all the time. So yes, that is all I have to say about this topic. Well, it's not all I have to say about this topic, but I know this video is probably already really long, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. I could do a part 2 if you guys are interested. I have more statistics and more quotes and lots of things about mom shaming. So I can totally do a part 2, probably even a part 3, maybe even a part 4. to be honest with you, I can go on. So let me know down in the comments below if you guys would like to see a part 2 about mom shaming, or if you would like to see more about my story with postpartum depression. So yes, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys can relate. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.